in my 30 years of research that the human race is indeed a hybrid race. The evidence is literally overwhelming. And if you dig into it and you study it and you evaluate it seriously, you reach the same conclusions. Every major religious philosophy in our history, on every part of this planet, whether it's in Europe, whether it's Christianity, whether it's Buddhism, whether it's Hinduism, every major human religious endeavor has told the basic same story. The human race is a hybrid race. We have been created here. We were seeded here. And we have been genetically manipulated here from the very beginning of our recorded history. And that genetic manipulation has never ceased. It is still going on, as Cecilia likes to say, even as we speak. So, I reached that conclusion, and I will not argue with anybody about it. I simply say to you, look at the evidence. Apparently, this seems to be what has happened. Several 100,000 years ago, an intelligent race from somewhere else out there came by the planet, knew of the planet, stopped at the planet, and found a developing form of life here. Now, there are theories that the original seeding itself was done by an intelligent race from other places. But some of the theories have stated that this advanced intelligence was on an excursion, a trip, and they stopped off here and found a developing form of life and decided to manipulate that developing form of life into a higher form. And they've been involved in that off and on, but continually, for at least 100,000 years. When I studied anthropology some years ago, I always wondered why poor old Neanderthal suddenly disappeared in terms of time, a few centuries. And this new form, completely new form, which we call Cro-Magnon, appeared. What happened to poor old Neanderthal? Who is Cro-Magnon? Well, look around the room. You'll see Cro-Magnon here right today. But in terms of geology, in terms of anthropology, in terms of evolutionary theory, none of that seemed to make a lot of sense. You don't have evolution working that fast. Then there were other little curious things taking place. Why, about 5,000 BC in Sumer, did all kinds of things happen at once? A literal eruption of civilization taking place in the Euphrates and Tigris and Euphrates valleys. I mean, civilization blossomed and bloomed almost overnight. The people were taught, or they learned, agriculture, irrigation. They built cities. They knew how to plant farms. They knew how to harvest. They knew how to develop intricate governmental systems. They developed a military idea. They developed a very intricate theological and philosophical philosophy. And where did this all happen? Why did it all happen literally overnight? Well, Zecharia Sitchin, in his absolutely monumental work, clearly has the answer. In the great Sumerian tablets, in the cuneiform tablets, which preserve the complete history of the Sumerian people, the evidence is all there. Sitchin is probably one of about 10 people on the planet who can sit down and read cuneiform tablets like you and I read the morning paper. The Sumerians told us how it happened, how it came to be, where they got the knowledge, who taught them the knowledge. And this fits, and I tell you it does, fit perfectly with every other story, myth, legend, history of every people on this entire planet. The human race is a hybrid. We were seeded here, and we have had what I like to call an intimate interrelationship with high technology, advanced intelligence for hundreds of thousands of years. Now, the crucial thing is that it's still going on. It hasn't stopped. They are still involved. And the big question has been for many of us is, who the hell are they and what are they doing with us? Which ties in perfectly with the ancient philosophical questions that each and every one of us has asked. Who are we? Who are we? How did we come to be here? What are we here for? And where are we going? And this is, if you remember from your own teachings, education, in school or church, the basic questions that human beings have been asking since the beginning of time. Who are we? Why are we here? And where are we going? And now in the last 25, maybe 50 years, enough people on this planet have seen enough evidence. They have had literally some of the facts and some of the evidence rubbed on their nose. And the world, the people of the planet are slowly beginning to pay attention. And that to me is the part, the gratifying part, which has kept me involved in this and kept me committed in my small way to bring some of this information out. Not
try to find this other video I had too. Oscar, you're a terror. Oscar, stupid.
This is how matrices are formed right here. Our matrix is right here, this blue one that you see. That's our matrix, right? That red one that you see over there, that's the phantom matrix, home to the Anunnaki races, right? That's their universe. That is now a black hole system. It's a black hole universe. What is a black hole universe? It means that it imploded a long time ago because they're using too much Metatronic death science, and it runs on reverse. So they not only have, these beings have anywhere from 1 to 11 strands of DNA. That they're either going to have 9, 10, or 11 strand DNA potential. Now, they not only have the 12th strand missing, but they have 11 strands running in reverse. Okay, this is what when you read Kalantic science and you come across reversed 11 strands, we're talking about beings that come from black holes. These are black hole races. So phantom matrix became a parasitic attachment to our own living matrix. Now, phantom matrix is 250 billion years old, but there's an older universe that imploded 480 billion years ago called Wisadek matrix. This imploded for many reasons I won't go into, but it had to do with the Metatronic collective. Metatron was a good guy once upon a time, right? It had to do with him going, and trying to heal Phantom, actually. And the Wisadek beings eventually made deals with the Metatronic collective and brought them to their side, pretty much. They imploded 480 billion years ago, and they developed a time rip technology. When they developed that time rip technology, they were able to create wormholes, and they were able to invade other universes, other matrices. This is how our universe was invaded. So I'm going to go back to the Gaian or Orion invasion now, because this is when these beings actually came into our system. This is where
those are the Draco-Lyran wars, by the way.
Where the Yahweh matrix come from. The Archangel Michael collective, the Metatronic antichristic archontic collectives, they all exist here. So beings who are in Phantom, right? Phantom is a black hole matrix too. But beings in Phantom can still incarnate even on Earth. We have beings that are Nephilim, indigo type 3s or Nephilim Orphan incarnates, right? They can incarnate on Earth still and get their 12th strand back. But if you fall into Wisadek, the Metatronic where the Metatronic code originated, you're permanently reversed. There's no salvaging you. You're just pretty much going to have to consume or implode. So the Wisedex, where the Yahweh matrix or the Allah matrix, these are the same entities. When you think of Allah, when you think of Yahweh, think of Wisedec matrix, because this is where they come from. When you think of Jehovah, think of the Jehovian Anunnaki who exist in Phantom Matrix, who are the bipedal dolphin people. They're literally walking dolphins. These are the first Anunnaki who were created, actually, and I'm going to talk about them here shortly. So now you guys understand that.
Pretty much just, if we're talking about shit like that, that's really interesting.